Hello, everybody. Eva Medalek here, and I just want to wish you a happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday for me because this is when I do my regularly scheduled lives, and I just realized I've been doing lives on Wednesdays at 9:30 a.m. Pacific since early 2018. So what does that make us? Almost 5, 6 years now, a little over 5 years. And it has really been my honor and pleasure to just share things with you as they come up. And so, what's coming up for me today? I'm going to share a little story because last night, for the past few days, I have been really working a little extra, preparing for some speaking engagements and travel that's coming up. I'm actually leaving tomorrow for Vancouver to speak at one of my clients' events. And I was starting to feel a little guilty because normally I don't work in the evenings, but I've been having to work a little bit in the evenings just for this period of time. And I was feeling a little guilty. So I said to my husband, we usually watch one Netflix, episode of a series each night to kind of unwind. And then, because I'm a high performance coach, I go to bed usually about 30 to 60 minutes before I'm ready to go to sleep to just start preparing my body and my brain to unwind and relax so that I get a good quality night's sleep. But last night we decided to watch this amazing series that we got hooked on. I think it was last year, called Lupin. It's in French. It's a Netflix series, and the last couple of nights, my husband has been watching TV alone without me. And I'm not a big TV watcher, but we do try to just kind of sit and, find an interesting, usually foreign type of series to watch. So we watched Lupin, but we watched it in bed. Now, here's a rule that I have for energy. You're like, what does this have to do with your energy, Eva? My rule to be able to wake up energetic, ready to start the day and not still exhausted and wanting to sleep later is the 3-2-1 rule. So I don't eat 3 hours before bed. I don't work 2 hours before bed, and I don't have any screen time at all 1 hour before bed because of what the screen time and the lights and the stress that doing some of these things can put on your brain, on your digestive health, all of that, just to get a good night's sleep. So I'm sharing this with you because I broke my rule last night. Laid in bed, watched Lupin, and usually the TV in bed never ever comes on unless I'm recovering from an illness or a surgery, and then yeah, so it's in there mostly for decoration. But my point is, I overslept this morning, not by a lot, but by a lot for me, which was 45 minutes. I usually get up at 6 a.m. And, my eyes first opened at 4:30 a.m. and then closed them again because I was way too early. And by 6:45, I looked at the clock and it was like, oh my God. Now I have this specific morning routine that I also do so that I'm energetic throughout the day. And that involves a 3-mile walk in the morning. And I like to do that before all the kiddies are up going to school and the traffic gets a little bit gnarlier, and just to have that alone, quiet time in the morning. So I overslept today, and I overslept because I went off my routine. I went off my rules, and I intentionally did it. So I knew the consequence it would have, but I did not expect to oversleep. And, the reason why I want to talk about energy today is because, listen, there's wars going on in multiple different parts of the world. There's wars going on that we probably don't even know about, that are not talked about because they're not taking precedent in the world. There's hate crimes happening as a result of these wars. There's life that's happening. I had a health scare for the last probably 3 or 4 weeks where there was something suspicious on a scan and we didn't know what it was. And, it really affected my energy and how I was showing up to some speaking engagements because I had this little worry in the back of my mind. So I'm sure a lot of you are having life keeps lifing, right? Life is happening, and there's a lot of things throughout the day, whether you have children, you're near children, you have aging parents, work at a job that maybe there are people on there that kind of drain your energy. Stuff is happening. And here's how you can level yourself up to be a high performer. Now, when I say high performer, I'm not meaning a high achiever, somebody who's go, 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 although most of us are on the go, 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 go. Look at my camera's a little bit crooked. Let me straighten that out a little bit. That's better. What I'm talking about is how you can show up as your highest and best self every single day of your life, whether it's at home, at work, or in your communities, or whatever it is you're doing. What do you need to do to be your best, to show up your best, and to have the energy that you need to show up your best when there are so many things happening around you that are just draining and sucking and pulling energy out of you? That's not easy to do. When you look at high performance race cars, for instance, I remember I used to watch, I was never a fan, if you will, but once in a while I'd be flipping the channels when I was younger and I would see race cars racing, and especially when they had some of the more famous race car people. And I would notice how the lead car would suddenly pull over and stop for a pit stop, right? That's what they call them, pit stops. And I remember thinking, why are they stopping? Nothing's wrong with the car. People are going to pass them up and they're going to lose the race because they took a break. That was my thinking. But what I didn't realize is the reason why those are high performance vehicles with high performance drivers in them is because they strategically take breaks or pit stops to re-energize. So what does that look like for a car? It looks like, all right, the gas tank's not empty, but we're going to fill it up and top it off anyway. The tires are still fine, but we're going to put new tires on anyway so that this car doesn't have a chance to get a flat or have a tire blow up. Whatever else they do, spark plugs, they give the driver some water or whatever. They are taking care of that vehicle so that it can continue to race at peak or high performance without breaking down. Most of us don't do that with our own health, our bodies, our energy. We are going round and round and round on the racetrack of life and not taking the time to re-energize. We are going until we're out of gas. We are going till our tires are flat. We are going until, the engine lights start coming on and screaming. And then by then we're like, oh my God, I'm stressed out. I'm overwhelmed. I can't take it all. I need a drink. I need a break. I need something. So here's what I want you to do. Just take a breath, breathe, and look at what you can do throughout your day. And I mean schedule 5, 10, 15-minute little breaks throughout your day to energize, to re-energize yourself. You're not going to suddenly magically have energy, but what you will need to do is stay hydrated throughout the day so that you don't be, most of us, especially Americans, are perpetually dehydrated. We're not drinking enough water. We're not taking the time and being conscious and intentional about staying hydrated. So what can you do? I was just saying to my husband this morning as I was making breakfast and my protein shake, I hate eating breakfast in the morning. Breakfast is one of my favorite meals as far as the food choices because I love eggs and bacon and sausage and pancakes and waffles and all of that. Love, love, love breakfast. Don't like eating it early in the morning. But I know that I'm eating to fuel my body so that it can perform throughout the day. So that's my intention. I don't need to eat a lot, but I do need to eat strategically because usually I've done a workout or a walk or something where I need to put nutrients back in my body. So that's number one. Number one is you want to eat for fuel and performance and not in reaction to being hungry or hangry. So what can you do to make sure that you don't get to the point in your day that you realize you haven't eaten, or you're eating rushed at your desk or at your job, and you're not taking the time to give your body the nutrients that it needs. Because more often than not, by the time we get super hungry to where we're hungry and angry, we're eating things that aren't not the best nutrition. You know, I used to we have a chocolate drawer in our house. I used to rumble through that so I could eat something before making lunch or dinner. And that didn't work out. That actually added about 20 pounds to my frame. And so I wasn't happy to see the results on that. So I now start eating strategically to give me energy. The other thing that I know a lot of you need to hear is, please stop scheduling your appointments during the day back to back to back to back to back, so that you don't have time to breathe between appointments. What I'd like you to do, what I'd like to offer you, is to create pit stops throughout the day. Work on a task for about 50, no more than 60 minutes, and then schedule the next thing for 15 minutes after that, so that you have time to, get a glass of water. You have time to move your body, maybe do a couple of stretches at your desk. I have some things that I love to do. I have a little mini trampoline in my house. I have a little vibration plate, things that move my body. You can just do some jumping jacks in place. If there's stairs where you work, maybe run up and down the stairs a couple of times, but something to move the energy through your body, because most of us have sedentary jobs where we're behind a desk, we're staring at a computer screen. Give yourself a break several times throughout the day, and you'll be surprised how much energy you have left over at the end of the day by just these little strategic breaks. What else can you do on your breaks? Sit with your eyes closed, darken the computer screen, sit at your desk, or, I'm fortunate enough, I've got a little couch behind me in my office. I just sit there with my eyes closed about 5 minutes and take a few deep breaths, and just take a break from the lights from the screen and from the onslaught of Zoom meetings that I usually have throughout the day, and go over just to breathe and relax and release energy. And what's the other thing you can do? Oh, yeah, like I was saying, before going to bed, the 3-2-1 rule that I got from my coach, Brendan Burchard. No eating 3 hours before bed. So if you go to bed at 10 o'clock, you're not going to eat past 7. So simple math, you can do that. No work 2 hours before bed. Start giving your brain a chance to shut down so that it can get a good amount of deep REM sleep. And number 1, no screens an hour before bed, so that you can maybe lay in bed, read a book, read a magazine, whatever it is you need. Pet your dog, talk to your cat, if you've got a spouse or a partner, but use that time to just kind of prepare your body so that it gets the rest and resetting energy that it needs to handle everything that's going on in the world that I know is causing a lot of people pain. It's causing a lot of people to be in fear and worried. I mean, I was watching CNN this morning. So I do watch a little bit of news when I'm having my breakfast, and just looking at the state of the government in the United States. I actually went down to my husband's office and I said, okay, what's the first country? I see that in the notes, no screens before bed, at least an hour before bed, right? But what's the closest country from the United States? Let's say if we left from New York, what's the first country we could hit so that we can go back and forth to the States earlier? Because the government is not instilling a lot of confidence in me these days. And I just am in a little bit of fear, if I'm honest with you, about what is happening in the United States and their standing, and what's that going to mean for us innocent citizens, if you will. But anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you this morning, because I know that there are events in your life, people in your life, projects in your life that are draining your energy. And Power plants don't have energy, they generate it. So what can you do so that you can protect your energy, generate it? I didn't really go into the protection stuff. I'll do that next week on how you can protect your energy. The number one thing, I'll give you this one nugget. The number one thing to protect your energy is be clear on what your intention is for your day, each and every day. Set your priorities. What's important to you? What do you need to accomplish today that moves the needle forward on your intentions? So prioritize your intentions. And number 3, be responsible to setting boundaries to protect. You're going to set a border wall. You're going to build a wall around your priorities so that other people's false emergencies and other people's priorities don't hijack your time, energy, and effort. Got it? See you next week. Bye.